What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Critical Beard. This is my first video in a very long time. Um, I'm excited, y'all. Today we got news that Project Sigil is finally able to be played, and I'm pumped. I wanted to record the video, get my reactions to everything fresh. But I got my little my code for the little dragon that you get when you pre-ordered the D&D books. The three I got all three of mine digital. Um, so I redeemed that today. But I'm just excited to try it out. Now we can I already downloaded it. So without further ado, I'm just gonna get it started up and see what happens. Of course, it's gonna run on my other monitor. Um, Hold on. I need to change something real quick. Move this over here. Bear with me, y'all. Bear with your boy. Let's see. So I just gotta change the feed. There we go. So I have the 40. No, this is the 57. I don't know. I have the Samsung for Odyssey G9, the 50. I think it's the 57 inch or whatever. It's much too big to fit on the screen, or at least I'm not sure how to get it all on one page. So I'm limited in my options. I either have to shrink the screen, which I don't think y'all will be able to see it as well, or find a way to change the aspect ratio on this screen. But alright, for now I'm gonna just be adjusting the camera around for y'all. But it says, hey, welcome to Sigil. Experience Dungeons and Dragons in stunning immersive 3D with the Sigil Virtual Tabletop, integrated with D&D Beyond. Customize characters, build a world, connect with friends, and live out your own D&D adventures in this real-time 3D sandbox. Man, I can't wait, y'all. I can't wait. I've been talking to my friends about this for the longest because it just takes a lot of the mess out of the equation. The mess being like, me and my friends live kind of across the United States, but I got one that lives up in Utah, one in Texas. The group of friends I play mostly with is up in New Jersey and down here in Georgia with me. But man, I mean, because I'm one of those guys like when I get into something, I really get into it. So I tend to overinvest and then find out I don't have as easy access to play it as much as I thought I was going to. Something I made that mistake with was Star Wars Legion. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Got into that and had nobody to really play it with. So I have a bunch of minis, unpainted. Some I was thinking about painting, but never really took that on. So anyway, with D&D, I won't have to worry about that, and especially in this VTT is just gonna make it so much more accessible and fun. So, alright, without further ado, let's see what's next. Tables are where you build your own miniatures or worlds and play games with your friends. Create a new table to get started in Sigil. Y'all can't see all that, so hold on. Alright, I think I'm gonna do this. Shrink it. So at least y'all can see most of the screen. It sucks that my screen is so huge, but it is what it is. This is the way y'all gonna have to watch it, okay? So I hope it doesn't suck, but this is what I got. This is my first stream in a very long time, so I'm gonna be very disorganized and probably fumbling over my words, probably gonna be things going on in the background. It's gonna be chaotic, but hey, it is what it is. Just rock with your boy if you want to. If you don't, I understand. But let's get it. So we're gonna create this table. What should I name it? I guess I'm gonna call it Critical Beard. Why not? By the way, that's my new name for those who've been following me for a long time. Before my name was just Be Real, but I found that my name when I typed it out, like it was my gamer tag, it was on everything. I found when people tried to say it, some people had a hard time understanding what it was like, what it was saying, because it was JUSTB3R3AL. So I get like maybe at first glance, like what does that say? But so many people were having a hard time, and then in game, it's like it was getting confusing. So initially, I shortened it to Real, um, but then I, thought about streaming again, and I was like, you know what? Let me find a different call sign, a different name that would be more functional, and I landed on Critical Beard. So let's do it. Alright, each table comes with a base loadout of maps paired with the text that explains how a dungeon master might run the adventure. Choose the empty table to start creating your own homebrew adventure. Is it me, or do y'all hear clicking? I wonder if that's me. I don't know. I don't know. I keep hearing clicking. That's why I keep turning around. Hello, wifey. Alright, let's see. Trouble at the bald boar. Let's see how this goes. Excuse me real quick, y'all. I'm gonna send a link to my friend to let him see what I'm doing. He's gonna lose his mind. He might try to call me. Copy the link. Nah. Alright. See? I gotta change my name on D&D Beyond. Change it over before that name is unavailable. I have this name everywhere now, so that would suck. Bear with me, y'all. I need to send this link real quick. Yo, how many of you guys? Well, first off, if y'all are watching, like, are you able to access Virtual Tabletop yet for this? Or I'm sorry, the D&D Beyond VTT. Are you able to access that yet, or no? Because I mean, I've been searching high and low for news on when we can expect it to come out, and I couldn't find anything anywhere. So, is it just me or what? Okay, let's see. I got the link. Share it. Send this to. Who I'm sending this to? Yo, my boy's gonna go crazy. Matter of fact, I'm gonna send it to the group chat. Alright. Let's get started. So I mean, while we're waiting for this thing to load, I'm gonna share with y'all how I got into D&D. So, what is it? 2025 now, huh? So it's been about 9 years ago. It's when I first got introduced to D&D. Um, so I was in the Air Force. I met my one of my friends in the Air Force named Pena. He, you know, he was very deep into that kind of thing, and they had invited me rather to a game night, and I was like, you know what, yeah, I'll come play. It was me, Pena, another one of my friends, Black Niak, and yes, that's his name. uh, another, no, I think it was just us three. Yeah, just us three. My very first time, and you know, it's funny. I still have pictures and videos of it. It's weird, but it's so funny. Um, because it wound up being like role playing, like every time I've ever played D&D, I've always role played. Why? I don't know. It's just a natural thing. I've always been into storytelling and stuff, so it was something that was naturally interesting to me. But setting that aside, um, I had a hard time understanding how I was supposed to like do things with my character because I didn't know that it was I didn't know it was storytelling at first. I just thought that it was a structure to it. But let me pause on that real quick. Welcome, Dungeon Master. You are the Dungeon Master, the game's lead storyteller and adjudicator of rules. Click on any miniature to take control of it. Add miniatures to create your own custom minis for NPCs and monsters. Now, mind you, I've never DM'd the game before. I've only been a player, so I have no idea what I'm doing. I just know I've been waiting for this for a long time. I'm just gonna play around in it and see what it does, see what it's like. So, all right. Trouble at the board. Our starter adventure is designed for 2 to 4 players, playing at least 1 hour a session. Playing for at least 1 hour a session. Okay. Click the adventure journal to find everything you need to know to run the adventure. Okay. Okay, so yeah, that clicking I was hearing, y'all, is definitely in the game. It was this. Alright, open the adventure journal for the current space. Setup. The adventurers arrive in the crossroads hamlet of Dunbarrow just after sunset. Alright, I'm gonna try to get in the character right here as I'm reading this because it sounds like a narration. The adventurers arrive in the crossroads hamlet of Dunbarrow just after sunset. They might be following rumors of goblin raiders in the area, looking for an old friend, or just seeking their fortune. Four pre-generated level 1 characters are available for players to claim if they don't already have characters ready. Remove any unused character minis from the map. Okay, that was just instructions. So, anyway. Alright, let's see what's going on here before I read anything else. Claim this mini. Click the claim button to control this mini and use its loaded character or monster abilities. Once claimed, other players will not be able to claim the same mini. The Dungeon Master can remove a claim from any mini if needed. Nice. So Aubrey Underfoot, Dorban Cragstone, Kurg, and Miri. Nice. Okay. The controls are pretty intuitive because if you play any strategy RPGs or shoot, if you played what is it called, Baldur's Gate 3 on here, you kind of understand how to move this stuff around. Right now, I'm holding the scroll button. I'm clicking it down to rotate, and scrolling outward. I mean, scrolling down to back out, scrolling up to zoom in. You see, right clicking allows you to see a little bit more options. Okay. Then WASD to move around. Beyond that, I don't know. Oh, obviously the controls are right here. Okay. So Q and E does the same thing that clicking the scroll button does, and then Z and X does the same thing that scrolling the scroll button does. So and then R does what clicking and rotating does. Okay. Now Alt said, oh, Alt and click. Okay. So that's the ping. Okay. Cool. Interesting. Then Shift is for camera speed. I don't understand that, but it's so I'm seeing this photo cam. Oh wow, it's a photo camera. Okay. At first I thought it was a like a recording thing to be able to like I don't know capture some video of this like in a cinematic way. But like look at the detail on this character, man. This is pretty good. Let me zoom in for y'all on this part at least. Let me move myself up out of the way. Hold on. What's that? Where we at? Give me that over here. Let's make me smaller. And let's zoom in that way. So y'all can see some details. But like you can see the difference in the well first off I mean this is as much as I can zoom in, huh? Yeah, that's it. Okay. But you can kind of see, oh wow, it's like, oh okay, no. Am I tripping? Let's see if I move him over here somewhere else. Okay, so I'm right. So it reacts to the lighting. I was looking at it because I was like, over there, this side was lit more than that side, but I wasn't sure if it was reacting to light. But yeah, the pieces react to the light. So it's dynamic lighting. And if I'm using the wrong terms, don't kill me. But yeah, it appears to be dynamic lighting. So you can rotate the piece around. Oh, maybe I can. Let me see something. Maybe I can. Okay, I thought I could be slick and like somehow zoom in a little closer by holding them up. But anyway, yeah, these characters are pretty, very detailed for one. That's pretty cool. Then we got this one. Very nice, very nice. Bro, oh my gosh, I can totally see some pretty insane campaigns dressing up your character. You can like finally like see what your guy looks like. And this guy looks epic. Holy crap. Look at this guy. I don't even know what this dude is. I'm looking at his skin. He looks like a Githyanki, but he's got fangs. I don't think Githyankis have fangs. And of course, I'm only saying that because I played Baldur's Gate 3. Trust me, I'm no expert on all the characters or races or any of that. So, anyway, this is freaking cool. So let's see what's going on inside of the shop here. So you got Noor, who's a random pedestrian in this place. He looks to be, well, he's no random actually. He looks like he's somebody. He's got a little, dagger on the belt. This appears to be an elf. It's got to be an elf, being that tiny. She's little as hell, and holding a club, as they typically do. It's that or a hammer or some shit like that. This guy pretty short too, though. Is he? I mean, I've never really seen a. Ah, I don't know. He looks like an elf too, though. He's so tiny. or dwarf rather. Himdar, yeah, he's clearly okay. Man, I don't want to really like get too deep into like reading all this stuff because I'm just trying to see what's going on in here. I don't want to really spoil it for when I actually play the story. So, and I don't want to spoil it for you guys either. Oh, okay. So here's a nice little. Wow. Okay. So are these all in the story? Oh man, maybe I shouldn't even look because it's gonna might spoil it for me. Wow, that's pretty insane. Nah, forget that. I gotta look, bro. I gotta look. Character, inventory, appearance. So you got Ankegs, Ballista, Bug Baron. Oh, these are just all the minis that I have. Okay. A Bug Baron on a Scorpion? The hell? A Bug Baron? Fuck is that? Okay. Here's a Bugbear. That's what I remember from Baldur's Gate for sure. Here's a dwarf. Another dwarf. Okay. Cleric. Got you. Okay, that's why she was holding that joint. Okay. Another dwarf cleric outside. A giant centipede. Giant scorpion. A gnome. Okay. Gotcha. He's a gnome. This is my gold dragon. This is the exclusive mini. Oh my gosh. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not even gonna lie. They gonna so capture me with all these minis, the DLCs for minis. Yeah, I'm a be got. I'm a be got for sure. A halfling rogue, insane. Look at the difference in scale. Okay, I gotta see what the heck this is. Oh snap! I could populate it on the. Oh, now that's cool. I didn't think I could just whip it out. Oh nasty. Hold on, like it just popped it inside the thing. I'll move him outside. Gosh, what am I doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Get it out. I don't want it inside. I want to look at it. Ah, there we go. Thank you. Let's get you outside, cause I'm not keeping anything the way it is. It's gonna move. So they got me. They still got him as Himdar. So all I've done is replace the person that was inside, but that's fine. I just want to look at this. This is sick. I knew I was gonna like be happy. I pre-ordered. I only pre-ordered it to be able to get this. Wow. This is alright. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, let me show you real quick. Um, let's do that. And okay. No, no. Nope. 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 Turn that back on. How could I do it? Well, I don't know. Anyway, let's see what else is in there. I was about to say I'm gonna be out, but let's see what else is in there. So I got my little mini dragon, the halfling rogue. Got a horse, a brown horse. This is epic, bro. I'm thoroughly impressed here. Wow. Got an orc fighter. Holy crap, bro. And then you can see right, like look to the side, like they all have different orientations, different presentations on how they're standing, different poses. Excuse me, different weapons. Insane, yo. Oh wow, that scorpion for real is a giant. That's incredible. Okay, you got a little. This is supposed to be a giant. This is supposed to be a giant centipede. Why is it so small? That scorpion is no joke. So what's up with the centipede? I don't think it's scaled properly. To be honest, it can't be. That can't be right. That can't be right. It's the bugbear, bug baron. Then you got this dude riding a scorpion. That is insane. Then you got this thing. Beautiful. I just wanted to kind of real quick showcase that it's actually here. It's playable. It's for real. So um yeah, y'all could definitely look forward to plenty of content from me on this. When I get games going, we're gonna if it's not with my crew, I'm gonna just be joining random games that are available that people are playing. For this, and this is also why I'm learning how to DM. It's this for this specifically right here, because for years to come, I will be in this thing. I'm so excited. So, that being said, y'all, appreciate y'all checking me out. Um, I don't have a schedule necessarily yet. I'm still working through all of that. But sure, you could even see my background. This is from the book, the new set, the new set of books that came out. I don't know them off the top of my head, so don't kill me. Um, hold on. Actually, before I let y'all go, let me see if I can find one more thing. All right, yeah. Let's just cover this real quick. So when you click, well, first off, I got it in an email, but it looks like you can also just Google. Um, let's see, if you Google, yep, D&D Project Sigil, it should be the very first thing right here, and this should link you to this page right here, this landing page, and so it's gonna allow you to download it. So it's 100%. It seems like it's available for everybody. It's not. This isn't some like beta or nothing. I mean, I don't. Yeah, it doesn't appear to be in the beta. Let's read. Experience D&D in stunning 3D with Sigil and immersive 3D virtual tabletop for Dungeons and Dragons fans that is integrated into D&D Beyond. Powered by Unreal Engine 5, Sigil provides intuitive world building and mini making tools and a connected 3D gameplay experience for the whole party. Download and play. Don't need to read that. This is obviously the link to download, and this is what's included. Features and content. Start a 30-day free trial. I haven't clicked that yet. You better believe I'm gonna do it though for sure. I just want to I would like to time synchronize it with other people um, that I usually play with, so we can like get the most out of it together. It's insane. This year in general for games is gonna be incredible. I mean, I'm a super big sports guy, so I'm into maximum football. There's another one called ESG football, which you'll see videos on my page about as well. Um, then you're gonna have Grand Theft Auto at the end of the year. Then we're gonna have. I mean, this is gonna blow up for. I mean, I don't know where to spend my time. Star Citizen is another major game that I'm into. Sheesh. But yeah, I'm super excited. So the base game comes with single player mode, multiplayer rooms, play the introductory adventure, but it starts to switch up. Obviously, you'll get to create and host more multiplayer. Actually, you can't do it at all here. So create and host multiplayer rooms. Okay, but you can join multiplayer rooms in the base game. That's solid, yo. So, and you're gonna get what, 35 painted minis, where as opposed to 83 in the master tier. And you better believe they're gonna be expanding the amount of minis they have over the, over the months and years for sure. Um, it actually, I wonder if it's gonna be DLC based. Like, if you want this new set of minis, then you paying for each mini individually, or if it's gonna be subscription based, then you just pay a subscription and you just get all of this. Because at least it'll probably come in packs. Because I don't see. I mean, obviously they switched to this, and this is gonna have such a money making opportunity for them. I don't see them sidestepping that. So, but it says custom mini slots. You only get 50 regardless. Custom mini outfits 9 and 21. Get the basic dungeon, but here you get the other four um, worlds, I guess. And this is just starting out. I'm sure there's a ton more that they have in store for this. So, ah man, I'm glad I was able to show you guys this. Let me know in the comments what you think. Are you ready for Project Sigil? You think you'll be playing more in the virtual tabletop, or you'll be playing more in person? Um, and I guess I'll share my opinion on that. Personally, um, I understand how D&D started, what it was when it was created. It was meant to bring people together at the table in person in real life. Um, I think for personally, I'm glad they've gone digital with this. Why? Because for one, the world we live in is not. Um, I don't think it's as easy for people to just go to a game store and play games with people. I think there's a lot of social anxiety, and people are afraid to talk to each other. People are busy with their own lives. Separate the issues, just normal day to day. People are busy, don't have time to spend multiple hours at a game store. Um, and I'm speaking obviously for the adults. And then in a lot of cases, game stores are not as abundant, I think, as they used to be back in the day. Things have been so hard economically for game stores to even stay open. Um, in my area, there's one prominent one, and there's maybe in the entire region that I'm in. When I say region, I'm talking still within the state, but within like a 50-mile radius, there's only three game stores, and only two of them host any kind of tabletop anything. Most of them are more so geared toward TCGs, trading card games, and you know they sell things for painting minis and things, but they don't host or do any type of activities for it. The only one that I live in Georgia, I'm in North Georgia, so my game store is Level Up. That's located in Duluth. And in fact, actually, I'm lying now. Now that I think about it, they have opened four different stores now. So they have one in Athens, Georgia, which is, you can look that up. But they have four locations. So I can't say they don't that there's only one, but they, they're far and few between. So is the point I'm trying to make. So it's just hard to get to a store to make events when you got kids and you got just other things going on. So being able to, create this in a virtual manner, you can play with anyone, anywhere around the world. Y'all synchronize that time schedule, and can make it happen. It's much easier to keep up with. There's no cleanup. Like this. And the thing I was thinking about too is I think I was watching their presentation on it when they were talking about it. In fact, you know what, let's just watch it because I don't want to be wrong and say something that's not accurate. So let's see um, what they've said. Yes, that's my page real quick. Let's see. D&D Project Sigil. Alright, let's watch this.
Whole cloth, which is just faster and more fun for.
I saved you, and I'm here to save you again.
So many of us played Baldur's Gate 3.
What in the sweet hells were you thinking?
This is the opportunity for people to continue their adventures in this new way to play D&D.
We have this 3D sandbox where you can bring your friends and
look at that. So those are the characters we just saw. So, and they look good, man. In fact, the way they have it here, so I'm running a 2080 Ti, and I will say this: I'm pretty sure the hardware that you have is going to determine or dictate how good it looks on your computer. I'm 3 generations behind. This still looks great, in my opinion. So
play D&D with all of these cool 3D environment.
Look at that.
Pieces.
Oh, and it looks like that giant centipede, that was the accurate size, because look at them. They're pretty small compared to the size of the character here. You got these little tiny, these tiny little things too.
And miniatures that come with the product. You can start experiencing a role-playing game, but in a more digital-friendly format.
You go take those characters, Asterion and Karlach, you get to play with them and just tell your own tale.
Where people who may be used to video games actually get to see the thing that you're talking about instead of just trying to imagine it.
And I don't see anything wrong with that. I know a lot of people who are maybe not so in favor of this, or we're complaining about. Oh, I won't say complaining, but we're mentioning that you're supposed to use your imagination, and I think it still leaves a lot to be imagined. But it's easier to play when you're working with a framework. It gives you a direction to go in with your imagination,
It's not meant to replace your imagination. In fact, you actually need a lot of imagination still.
You actually just pick up the miniatures and move them around, and you can build things like you would build at your table with 3D terrain pieces.
That's probably the biggest thing for me is like the terrain pieces. I've plenty of times thought about like, having a room dedicated in my house for D&D, right? Buying a big old table, buying all the little, the pieces to build the castle, and, finally getting your friends to come over and play this thing out. That's just not feasible today. Bro, what it would cost, first of all, just a table. I've looked, so trust me when I tell you, a table alone, a good quality table. And again, like I told y'all at the beginning, when I get into something, I really get into it. So I don't go cheap. I go for quality and something that's gonna last a long time. So a good quality table would run me anywhere between, I'd say at the very least, $4,000 or $5,000, and it goes as high as 12 grand. When you start talking about having adjustable tops and a hidden interior and cup holders and the fine detail on the grain and all that kind of cool stuff, yeah, it'll get really expensive really quickly. And that's just a table. That's not all the minis. That's not having them painted. That's not building your world, all the little pieces you need to create your dungeon. So having a virtual tabletop absolutely simplifies all of that and makes it affordable.
You have 3D characters that you can look at, manipulate, dress up. What we're trying to do is get the most fast, fun, accessible version of the game.
It's basically playing D&D on your own virtual tabletop. Just easy, fast, fun. If you played with minis before, you're just playing with minis here. It's just a place for you to connect with your friends online whenever you want.
look at that dragon. And I mean, just the customization that you can do to everything. I'm sure you can change the paint on some of the minis, if not all of them.
We're creating a lot of really cool assets so you can create these worlds and tell your own story.
The tools aren't just about building the walls. You have to bring life inside that dungeon. And of course you can make monsters, but we want you to be able to add sound effects, visual effects.
The adventure that we created to start your journey in the 3D sandbox is called Danger in Dunbarrow.
This is like the best starter pack that's ever existed for Dungeons and Dragons.
You can
Okay, so that's some detail right there. It's a starter pack, so they are gonna have different types of rollouts or packs, if you will, that have probably certain monsters, certain, just certain pieces in them. And I'm sure you'll be able to buy them one. I'm thinking along terms of like, think the way Apple Music works, or at least it did in the past, where the album may cost $20, right? But you could buy an individual song for $2 or $1.50, or if it's a major popular song, it might be $3 or whatever. I think they're gonna microtransact and maybe make it a bundle. If you buy it as a bundle, rather, it'll be a little cheaper. I'm thinking that's the way it'll probably go.
You can also bring in any character from D&D Beyond, and it will bring in all of your equipment and all of your abilities and spells. And
Oh, now that's interesting. Mind you, I've watched this before, but after having jumped in the VTT, I'm obviously listening with a new set of ears, like a refreshed mindset, understanding the scope and how it applies to what I was just in. So he just said you can take a character sheet and apply it inside of the virtual tabletop and it'll roll right over. So that's interesting. That's really cool because I have a character built already. That would be interesting to see.
you can use those by clicking on the buttons.
And we also have a thing we're calling the Mini Maker, different scales, sizes, the look of it.
The awesome thing about D&D is you can continue to get like magical items, and then you can go back to your character and redress them up over and over again and show your individuality within the group, and you just feel the progression.
We're really trying to capture this toyetic vibe. So all of our assets are created in a way that's like actually buying like a high-end mini or figure. We wanted to feel kind of painted, but kind of realistic, trying to capture that beautiful in-between where art and figures and games come together.
We have an idea that's called a module. It's a D&D mini adventure meant to last a few hours just so that you can get a taste or get a part of your adventure. We didn't want to tell the whole story for you, so we give you these places. You want to go to a graveyard? Well, here's a graveyard. You want to go to a mine? You want to go to town? You can then assemble them how you want, but each has a pre-made story in it, characters, adventures, and so it's a great place to start. You're modding games more than making everything whole cloth, which is just faster and more fun for most people.
But we also have a builder, which is awesome. So you can create your own dungeon, you can create your own forest.
The level builder is sort of like the best miniature set that you could have, and it's at your fingertips.
It comes in a variety of different kit pieces, so you can snap together multiple walls.
It's really strong for DMs because you can use the level builder to make something very quickly, or you can spend as much time as you want to on it, whatever story they're trying to tell.
The Dungeon Master has to have secrets, has to be able to surprise the players. We have secret doors and traps, right? We have gizmos like, lifts that go up and down, all sorts of crazy stuff. Really make that storytelling dynamic.
2D tokens.
See, I'll say too, like there's a limit to what you can do in real life with physical minis, right? You couldn't you couldn't have a pulley system, or almost say you couldn't. It would take a lot to have a real pulley system that you put your minis on, and you know what I'm saying, like to recreate what's possible in the virtual world is night and day. I don't think there's really any arguing with that, right? I think that's a fair point to make.
Are our way to let you bring in like every monster that can put any image on there, or you can bring in your own image and create a unique character.
You don't even have to play Dungeons and Dragons necessarily, right?
This is where I was getting. So I was right. So I'm gonna say what I was gonna say, and then I'll let him take it from here, and then I'll get up out of here. I was gonna say earlier, it would be insane if other studios were to like, because I'm sure D&D is gonna lease out or have it as an option to or license, not lease, license out their virtual tabletop and have you be able to play something like Star Wars Legion in it. Could you imagine that? Or Marvel Crisis Protocol, any of those tabletop games. Obviously, what is it? 40K that a lot of people play. Man, like that would be next level. That would be next level. And of course, yes, I would be in all three if they were available. I have the physical minis to I have some D&D physical minis. I have Star Wars Legion and I have Marvel Crisis Protocol. Tabletop Simulator is what I've been playing in those, and I don't play that as much because Tabletop Simulator is not, it's not always reliable. One, like, well, okay, I guess I can't say that. It's more that it's not easy to navigate the controls all the time. Although I must admit I haven't really invested a lot of time to learning it, but it's not simple. It's like, oh, you have to like look it up and figure out things, and things break. It's not I think it's fair to say for someone who's not an expert in tabletop simulator, it's not easy to navigate. It's not easy to use. It requires quite a bit uh, of I don't know, desire to figure out all the controls. Um, so the user interface is just it's not simple. I think for this game or anything that would be in this game on this virtual tabletop, one, the quality. I mean, one A1. But two, I mean, it just simplifies the cleanup. It's I know I've said that already, but I'm so in love with the idea of virtual tabletops. I don't think it hurts the game. I think it actually allows it to expand. Because there's just people who are not gonna go to a game store and sit at a table and play with strangers. You know, there's a lot of people who are interested, but not they're not comfortable with the environment. I'll say that these game stores, uh, you know, when I say environment, I just mean like there's a lot of people a lot of times at these game stores because there's not many of them. And then you got experts. These guys, the people there are experts at this. Um, but there's different communities there. Some people agree with those communities, some people don't. Some people don't care. Some people have their own opinions about how they would want to learn a game and who they would want to learn from. So it can get really tribal. But beyond all of that, man, ultimately, I think this is great for D&D. I'm excited about it. I know it's gonna be a lot of money that they're gonna rake in from doing this, but if especially if they go this route, I can't be mad. But let's hear what he had to say.
Right? If you want to throw in your own custom rule set or another game, we roll dice, we have toys, like go crazy. We're starting with Dungeons and Dragons, but there's so much more you can do with it. All sorts of kinds of games and all sorts of types of toys that we want to add over the years.
We're opening it up so you can bring in any kind of character you want, like fight Drist against a robot. You'll be able to do that with all the groups that we're working with.
It's great because we're using those characters and we're telling stories, but we're giving them over to the players too, so you can really play out what you've always wanted to do. The big deal is it wouldn't be Dungeons and Dragons if you couldn't share it, right? There's a huge creator community.
All right, I'm gonna leave it there. I don't want to get, I don't know if I was okay to do what I just did playing this video or not, but look, I think this thing got wheels and it's about to get rolling. So with that being said, y'all,